I have to wait until 14 years since my father's death to say goodbye to him because of the threats. You know, everybody was telling me, if you ever came back, we will kill you. So I had to stay in Argentina. I don't have the option of returning to Colombia. That's not an option for me.
Some call him a modern Robin Hood. Others remember him as a ruthless kingpin. But there's one thing everyone can agree on. Pablo Escobar was the most notorious drug lord the world has ever seen. Welcome to Crime Daily Dose. Today we're exploring the life of the man who built a drug empire that changed the world, Pablo Escobar. Born in 1949 in Rionegro, Colombia, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria rose from poverty to become one of the wealthiest men in the world. Escobar started his life of crime as a teenager with petty street scams, car theft, and even grave robbing. But it was in the 1970s, with the rise of demand for coke in the United States, that Escobar found his golden opportunity. By the mid-'80s, Escobar's Medellín cartel was responsible for 80% of the coke smuggled into the United States. That's an estimated 15 tons of the substance delivered every single day. His wealth was unimaginable. Even Forbes magazine listed him as one of the world's infamous billionaires 7 years in a row. He owned planes, helicopters, luxury cars, and even a private zoo. But with great power came brutal violence. His empire was built on blood and terror. Bombings, assassinations, and brutal murders became commonplace in Colombia. As a matter of fact, the term narcoterrorism was coined to describe Escobar's reign of terror. In 1991, Escobar negotiated a deal with the Colombian government to surrender in exchange for a reduced sentence and preferential treatment. But even from his luxurious prison, La Catedral, Escobar continued to run his empire. This blatant defiance led to a national manhunt. In 1993, after a 16-month cat-and-mouse chase, Pablo Escobar was finally cornered on a rooftop in his hometown of Medellín. On December 2nd, the most legendary drug lord in history was shot dead, Pablo Escobar. His name is synonymous with the global drug trade. His legacy? A country ravaged by violence and corruption, but also a world more aware of the terrifying power that a drug enterprise can wield. Pablo Escobar's empire fell, but the echoes of his reign still resonate in the present time. Today, Colombia grapples with its past while striving towards a future free from the shadows of the drug trade. Even in his passing, Pablo Escobar continues to fascinate us. He's the embodiment of the dangerous allure of power, wealth, and absolute corruption. Escobar's Medellín, once the murder capital of the world, has undergone a transformation. Now it's an energetic city pulsing with art, culture, and a resilient spirit that refuses to be defined by its past. However, the scars of the drug trade remain. Despite the fall of the Medellín cartel, the demand for coke persists. New cartels have risen, trafficking routes have shifted, and the war on drugs continues. And what of Escobar's family? His wife and 2 children fled Colombia after his passing, their lives forever marked by the man who cast a long and ominous shadow. They changed their names and lived in exile, struggling to break free from the weight of the Escobar label. And then there's the fascination with Escobar, the numerous films, series, and documentaries. The man who once terrorized a nation has now become a figure of global pop culture. Escobar's story serves as a potent reminder of the devastating impact of the drug trade. It's a tale of ambition turned toxic, power corrupted, and a nation brought to its knees. But it also illuminates the path towards redemption, the potential for change, and the enduring human spirit. Even as we remember Escobar as the most notorious drug lord, let's not forget the lessons his life and demise taught us. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the life of the world's most notorious drug lord. Subscribe and hit the bell for more fascinating true crime stories.